All right, another question for Project Insulin. This one comes from Tina. She says, I'm planning on training for a marathon. What advice would you give me for preventing blood sugar crashes? Fueling yourself properly before you train and during your training is going to be kind of the key component there, along with probably reducing your basal insulin dosage while you're running. I've seen as much as 75%, and really, sadly, that's going to be kind of an individual type thing. It's really hard to drink something while you're running, and so keeping gels or some form of easily digested carb on you at all times is going to be crucial. I would say start out with a higher fat meal with proteins and fats before your run. The reason being is because the fats will provide a more stable energy source throughout the whole thing. Sometimes you can eat 20 grams of carbs, and if you're pushing the pace, you could have burned through those 20 grams of carbs in 10 to 15 minutes if you're really pushing pace, or 30 even. So then the rest of the time you're left scavenging through your own body. So try a protein fat meal before you run. Maybe not start reducing your basal if you're using a pump. If you're not using a pump, then that kind of is pointless. You may just have to be aware of how much insulin you have active when you start your run, and then supplement yourself with either the glucose gels, glucose tablets, if you can choke those down. They get to be a little difficult during your run. Something that you can maintain pace with and still get in your body. Sadly, that's really about it. There's a couple of, there's quite a few other marathon runners out there that are diabetics. There's a Facebook group, diabetic athletes, so maybe look around and see. A lot of people approach it differently, and some people approach it with having a high blood sugar when they start, and I personally don't agree with that. I don't think that's a good idea. You're not going to perform as well. It leads to a slew of other issues if you start with a higher blood sugar, but I know endocrinologists that are telling people to do it, so you kind of have to form your own opinion of it. Just do some research and see what higher blood sugars do to your body when you start an athletic type event. Other than that, just like anybody else, stay hydrated and keep a maintainable pace so that you're not overstressing your body, because that can cause your blood sugars to go in the opposite direction. If you put a high level of stress on it, it can actually cause them to rise. So good maintainable pace, keep carbs on you at all times, and try a protein fatty meal before you run. Good luck. Thanks.